Hi everyone, I'm Riley from Echidna Sewing. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to make these cute over-collared dog bandanas. This style of bandana is super easy to make, and your dog can either wear this on the front or the back of their collar. We also have a tutorial for a tie-back bandana, so check that out as well. The machine I'm using in this video is the NV180, which does both embroidery and sewing. Here is everything else that you're going to need for this project, but if you want the full list, check out down below. Now let's get into it. Now I will be doing embroidery on this bandana today, so if you aren't doing embroidery, please feel free to skip ahead to the next chapter. I'll be embroidering this cute dog paw design, and you can find this design for free on our website. We also do have a pack of 10 designs available, which includes these adorable designs here. As this pattern is an odd shape, you will need to cut out a rectangle that will fit your hoop size and be big enough for you to cut the pattern out after you've embroidered your design. I am making the medium-sized bandana, and I'll be using the 4x4 inch hoop to stitch out my design. For the hoop I'm using, I'm going to cut out a square from my fabric that is 12 inches by 12 inches, as this gives me plenty of room to work with for both the embroidery and then cutting the pattern out afterwards. The type of stabilizer you use will depend on the type of fabric you are stitching out on. For this tutorial, I'm using a cotton fabric with an iron-on tearaway and then a cutaway stabilizer underneath all of that. Because of the density of stitches in this design, having two stabilizers just ensures the stitches won't pull the fabric. It would be a good idea to test stitch out your design on your chosen fabric to eliminate any faults before stitching your final piece. So I'm going to go ahead and iron my iron-on tearaway onto the back of my fabric. Before you hoop up the fabric, you'll need to mark where the center point of your embroidery design will go. So find the center point along the top edge. In my case, it'll be 6 inches. And then measure 5 inches down. Then mark a horizontal and vertical line at this point. Now you can hoop up your fabric and stabilizer, making sure that the marks are as straight and as close to the middle as possible. Also make sure your fabric is snug but not tight. Then you can finger tighten the screw. Now you can click it into your machine and start embroidering. Once you've stitched out your embroidery design, remove your fabric from the hoop, cut away your stabilizer and iron out any wrinkles. Now you can cut the two pieces of the pattern out. If you've done the embroidery, it's going to be difficult to cut out your embroidered piece on the fold. So just grab your friction pen, draw out the pattern shape on both sides, and then cut it out with scissors. Then you can cut your second piece out like normal on the fold. When you have both pieces cut out, place them right sides together and pin or clip the top edge to secure them. Now you're going to stitch the top edge together with a straight stitch and a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Once you've stitched that top edge together, go ahead and open your two pieces out flat, and you want to iron this seam open. I like to start at one end and then use my thumb to press open the seam as I iron it along the way. And then just to make sure that it's ironed properly, I flip it over and make sure that there are no little lumps or bumps in that seam. Then flip it back over so the wrong side is facing up, and you're going to fold one of the short sides over a 1/4 inch, like that, and press it with your iron. And then fold it over again, another 1/4 inch to enclose that raw edge. And press again. And then I'm just going to pin or clip that together to hold it. And then repeat that on the other side. Once both sides are done, you want to top stitch with a 3mm straight stitch as close to this folded edge as possible, and do that on both sides. Then with right sides together, you want to fold your bandana in half, like that, and you want to pin or clip these two diagonal edges to secure them in place. Once those are all clipped together, you can go ahead and sew with a straight stitch and a 1/4 inch seam allowance both of the diagonal edges. Once you've sewn those two edges together, I'm just going to square off this tip here so that when I turn it right side out, I'll have a nice sharp pointy tip. Then you can go ahead and turn it right side out. Then once you've done that, you're just going to iron it all flat. Once you've ironed it all flat, our last step is just the top stitch with a 3mm straight stitch, the two angled edges. All you need to do now is slip your dog's collar through the loop, and that's your dog bandana all finished. Now, if you're interested in any of the products that we used in this video, feel free to check out our website for more information, and don't forget to tag us on Instagram so we can see your dog bandanas too. Thanks for watching, happy sewing!